look at the Casio fx-300EX Plus, and we're going to look at how to use the stat features on it. So when you are in the Casio, the first thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that you have the frequency set up. So the first thing that you need to do is hit Shift and then Set Up. And then if we hit down, notice that you have a stat. We need to look at the stat and hit 3. And notice that it has a frequency. You can turn it on or off. We want to leave it on. There's no issue with leaving that on, because even if it's on, it will automatically give you a frequency of 1. So the best thing to do is just to leave it on. So I'm just going to hit 1. Then we want to look at what mode we're in. We want to go to 2. And we're going to be in one variable mode. Okay? So now notice that we have a 2-column table. The first column is our X and the second column is our frequency. When you're entering a raw data set, you just have all the numbers lined out. You're going to enter those numbers in the X column. So let's say that we have 36 and we have 42, and notice how it automatically gives us a frequency of 1, which is great because that's all we have. 74, oh, don't do a minus sign, and we have 12, okay? So we have 4 numbers. Now, one of the hardest things for us to remember here is after we've entered our data, and you can enter as many data values as you need, we need to put the all clear. We need to get back to this right here, okay? Once we get back to this screen, notice I still have the stat up here. I'm going to hit second, and then notice above the 1 key, there's the stat. And I'm going to hit stat. Now here, if you hit the 2, you'll go back to that variation, the table and everything. I want to hit the 4 first so that I can look at the different variables. So I have the option of looking at the 1, which is the sample size. I could look at the mean, which is sample mean, which is the X bar. I could look at the population standard deviation, which is sigma sub x number 3. Or I could look at the sample standard deviation, which is number 4. All I need to do is press that number and then enter, and it gives it to me. Now I have to go back to the Shift 1, 4, and then I can hit 2 and enter, and it'll give me the next thing that I want. So I can do Shift 1, 4, 3, and this is the population standard deviation. I can do Shift 1, 4, 4, and this is the sample standard deviation. Now I can also go Shift 1 and notice I have a 5 here. This will give me the minimum value. It will give me the maximum value. It will also give me the first quartile, the median, and the third quartile. You'll just have to enter, say, I want the first quartile, which is number 3, and then enter. So this is my first quartile. So you just have to keep doing each value. Now, if I want to go back to the data, I could actually just hit 2, and I could go here. And I don't want to clear it all. So what I can do is I could just look at each one individually, or I could just go here and notice whenever I go back to a normal table, it's cleared data. If I want to use this for grouped data, where I have the table with class limits and everything, the first column is going to be my midpoints. So like 5, 15, 25, and 35. My second column is actually going to be the frequency of those classes. So I could have 65, 90, 3, and 45. And then I could go back and do the shift 1, 4. And if I look at my sample size, notice it's no longer 4, it's 203 because it added up all my frequencies. And then I could do shift 1, 4, and look at my mean. So this is how you would use your stat mode in the Casio. Just remember, whenever you want to go back to normal calculations, just hit mode and 1, and you're back to just your math computational mode. Now, if you have any questions, just let me know, and I'll be glad to help you.